Welcome to Upside DIY. So, here's some free stuff that I found. Pretty cool penny. And I've got a few of these. I showed you some of them before. And let's see. A calculator that works. Sorry. So, yeah, solar too. So, really cool. Need to clean this stuff off. Um, right when I didn't have any sunlight. Wait, how? Now it doesn't turn on. Or it hardly turns on. Or maybe, yeah, it starts to turn off when there's no sun. An ab roller, I really need one of these. I used to have one of these, but here's a really good one. Some hair clippers that I need to clean off. I don't want to open that, but it's a full set of hair clippers. Some strange looking hooks and things. So all this stuff right here doesn't really belong here. I found some of these small, neat, some really thin tape. This could be useful to for cutting little small bolts and things, like on my skateboard. But in here is just really small nails to nail my the tails for my skateboard. So really small nails. So you guys can kind of pretty much see these small nails. And I have most of these tails. I'm looking for a sanding block. So one of the main things with what I'm doing is I have a palm sander right here. I really don't do that, unnecessary work and things. But when I do need to do necessary work, it's just like really hard to find stuff if I'm not constantly trying to sort out these things. There's suitcases underneath quite a few things. Um, but at least I have the stuff, and I'm really grateful for having some. I found some razor blades, two razor blades, just some random pencils that aren't used. So, going to be using pencils eventually. This I don't know what this is. Looks like a refillable lighter, but Kaiser Permanente. It's actually medicine, so I really don't know what that is or anything. And something that looks like a dop stick for jewelry, for shaving jewelry and things. Something like this, and you could you know, I still need to deal with a lot of stuff if I'm going to be doing, and just a random suction cup and things. You know, Pretty good find for stuff that that it's going to be useful. I always look for something that could be useful. Even like kids' toys. It's kind of sometimes just stuff collects up, and I really don't know. But I'm also dealing with some issues about making this large plastic container into one of these sifters. So I did make a sifter and things. I used a permanent marker, which is okay. But so far I just need a small sifter and things. But there's quite a few DIY things that, and just making a large one. That matches this would be okay, but I don't really need it for right now for what I'm doing. So I'm just going to use it as a storage bin for some of my other tools and stuff that could be kind of useful. This really doesn't go here, but just cleaning up a lot of stuff, and stuff that I've collected, I'm refining, and I really need this to help spread silicone onto some jobs and things. Really helpful stuff. So yeah, and there's so I really don't need this around in here, but let me go ahead. Like I mentioned, I have like at least 10 things to do on a to-do list, and then it keeps me it pretty much keeps me focused on 1, 2, 3, 10 things, and then, I try to go down the list. It keeps me really focused and not worry about too much else. And there's a lot of random DIY that I want to work on some more. So there's going to be, just issues with all types of stuff, radio controls, and just really technological stuff that I'm trying to figure out. And who knows? So let me go ahead and grab this bucket. I've sorted out enough, and I really want to get the really small, just from this batch. And then, after I clean this out, I'm going to be doing some more. And the more I'm doing, it might have better rocks and things, but I'm pretty much going to have to sift this stuff out with that small sifter and get, a good video of pretty much just, daily progress. If I make one video a day, it's pretty much all I could pretty much do for myself and explaining my situation and things. So I carry this thing out of that area, and what I'm going to do is actually, I have other sifters and things like, especially this tub that I wash and prep. So, I'm always cleaning and prepping stuff, finding stuff and prepping stuff, and storing things away for other uses. But I'm going to use this. I could use this tub, but it's got a pretty bad crack in it, so I need to glue this, so, but I'm going to use this. The other tub, it has a little stand. So I'm going to fill that with water and then start sifting gravel. And here's a look at my other sifters. Like I mentioned, I just try to stay busy. And, one thing, getting one thing done, it helps out with a lot of other things. Doing a lot. But this is a fine sifter. Those are really small holes. And these sifters right here are a little bit larger. So I'm going to be using these. So all I gotta do is put some gravel into that, and let's see what I can sift out. So I got some gravel, put it in here, and I really didn't sift out a lot. A lot of these rocks are a little bit too big for the sifter, but I got some of the really smaller ones out, and those things get kind of in the way. And here's actually a really transparent, oh, it looked transparent, but it's not transparent. So basically, here's a nice one that kind of is pretty much what I'm collecting and stuff, but you pretty much can get a feel of what it is for, some of the ideas for now. Here's sometimes, I still have to go through what I can, but just having stuff situated, I could pretty much put this in this other sifter and know that it's going to help me sort out what I can, and not going to bother me too much any further. But yeah, just really small rocks that don't get into the sifter. It's a little bit of, I might, that's just how it is. But at least I'm guaranteed to have just an average size rock. Even though most of these look really small and stuff and things like that, it is what it is. So here's the number two, and I did get a few more pebbles in there, and I'm going to collect those too and put those, and the water got a little bit more dirty and stuff, but at least I'm taking care of some of the issues. But there is just a lot of sorting out and stuff, and sometimes, I just, it's the same problem as before. I did this maybe 4 years ago, and I just didn't have all the supplies and equipment, but I've been working on it, and now I've upgraded, whatever I could, and pretty much, with what it's worth, pretty much make a a more dominant video of this process that I'm doing, and then going from there. So I pretty much empty this out, got to rinse this off. This is a really nice tub, and I get to, after sifting all this, I get to wash the stuff again and store the stuff away, or start off, a lot more sorting out. If I did this for a whole week, I could probably finish up all of my gravel, but, that's full time doing this, and, sometimes but, it's basically how it is, and with these rocks, I could actually, it's not guaranteed sifting every single small piece, but, having all these smaller, it's getting most of it, but having all these other smaller, rocks out of the way and things, I could actually collect all this and put them all pretty much under the light, and then pick out any that I missed. So having the system that I'm using, it's basically giving me free, pretty good, clean gravel. It's actually using what I have, and I have another wash tub, that fluorescent green, and it's basically it's creating pretty much a good it's a decent hobby, and there's even more sand and stuff that I could use with that sifter and stuff. So a lot of I might put these into a specific container. It's getting a little bit heavy and things, and I'm going to clean out this stuff and sort these things out according to the type of rocks and things like that. But yeah, sometimes I feel like doing this, if I don't, I've got, quite a few things to do during the day, but doing this in here during the day is good, and then going into my other spot, So let's go ahead and then, just getting all these big rocks and things, you never will know exactly, but just testing out some of these average looking rocks. The best ones I could find is pretty much a good way for me to show off a little bit more of my mineral collection. So I'm getting some decent looking rocks and things, and we're going to test that light again. But these are some nicer, larger ones here, but there are going to be some small ones. So having that sifter around is going to really, get me motivated to really finishing up anything that I feel like doing. So this pretty much goes there. And let's go ahead and turn this light on and see if we have any transparent, pretty good rocks. And these are pretty nice, larger rocks, but yeah, collecting even larger ones and working. So there are pretty much 2 moonstones. I would think maybe 3, maybe every single one that they're not all perfectly clear, so they're really not worth anything, but it's just fun to just see what I could do with what I have. They're not completely clear gems or anything, so these aren't really worth anything at all, but that's just my take on it. But there are some interesting things that I could work on in, you know, removing some of the rough and polishing, but I just don't have a way for that just yet. It's going to need a $300 machine to grind and try to look into this, or maybe get a saw situation and cut into this. But thanks for watching my video, and I'll see you on the next Upside DIY. So yeah, pretty much nothing.